episode of the Food Blogger's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make my own shepherd's pie. This is probably not anyways authentic, but this mixture that I have here is, I believe that it's good, and I like a lot of vegetables. Let's go over this and get started. Vegetable oil, I have some steak sauce, some Worcestershire sauce, some canned corn, canned peas. I have some carrots, celery, and mushrooms right here. These have been salt and peppered. And I have some fresh onions, and I have some green onions. They've been salt and peppered as well. Some beef broth, some spices, and then I have some fresh parsley, fresh rosemary from the garden. And I have some tomato paste, and I have some lean ground beef, all lean, no percentages, just all lean ground beef. Okay. And then so what I want to do is I want to put some stuff away so you can go ahead and you can see everything I'm doing. I have a little bit of vegetable oil here in this pan. I'm just gonna let it heat up. But also, didn't forget about the mashed potatoes. I had some potatoes boiled back there. I had 10 of them, 10 pretty big ones, and I boiled them, salted them heavily, and I just kind of set it there until they were fork tender. And I reserved about a cup of the cooking water, and then you're gonna need some milk and some butter and salt and pepper. And I'm just gonna heat that up. And I'll just worry about that whenever we get there. But those are the few ingredients that we need. Is, like I said, butter, salt, pepper, and milk, just like you make any mashed potatoes. But also what takes it over the top is I want to put a little bit of cream cheese in there. It's going to make it nice and fluffy and very, very spreadable for the top of the shepherd's pie. So once this heats up, I'll show you the next step. So I just put a little bit of onion and stuff just to see if it's ready. So it's nice and hot. Ooh, listen to that sizzle. Woo, woo, woo. Super excited. It's a lot of veggies, but they're going to cook down really, really good. If you have a bigger pot, you probably can use it, but I'm going to use what I have, and I'm going to let it cook sort of almost nice and slow. I have it at a high heat, but I'm just going to keep stirring it, and just when I say nice and slow, I'm just going to take my time and just make sure that everything is nice and tender, no crunchy bites or anything, but everything is chopped pretty finely, so we don't have to worry about that. So just pour everything in. And like I said, just kind of occasionally stir it so that everything gets nice and cooked down. Okay, guys, I put a little bit of poultry seasoning into my Mirepoix, if you will, and I'm going to put a little bit of a pat of butter. It's not very much; it's probably a quarter of a stick. And I'm going to just put that in there, let that melt. I'm going to give it some richness in there, and I'm going to stir it around real quick. I'm going to put this lid on top of there, and now we're going to go ahead and start on our ground beef. So I have a little bit of oil in here. I'm just going to turn this on to about medium-high heat, and I'm going to let this oil heat up, and then I'm going to start putting my meat in and seasoning everything. So once this heats up, I'll show you the next step. So this nice and heated up, I'm going to go ahead and drop it in there like that, and just start moving it around, and then we're just going to start. I want to let it cook a little bit, and then I'll start seasoning it up. So just let it do its thing. Let it get some brown on there, get a little bit of color, and then we'll start adding in our seasonings. The meat is nice and browned, and there's a little bit of juice in there. So we're just gonna add in all of our seasonings and cover it and let it cook all the juices and stuff. So I have my parsley, like I said, parsley and fresh rosemary. Parsley is from Walmart, but the rosemary is from my garden. So I don't want to take the credit. So put all that in there. Sprinkle a little bit of salt. Remember, we salted everything else, so you don't have to put too much salt in here. Just kind of go as your taste. And then also too, we have the potatoes that were salted too. So you got to take all that into consideration. I don't like a whole lot of salt in my food, so I kind of just play it kind of by taste, and then I kind of just adjust. So we're gonna add in our paprika now. Like I said, everything will be in the description below. You don't have to worry, your boy got you. Minced onion. Ooh, all these seasonings are delicious. So I'm just gonna add everything else in, except for the Worcestershire and the steak sauce, and because I'm gonna save that for the gravy. So just add all your seasonings in first, and then we'll get to that in just a second. See this? It's nice and cooked down, and it tastes wonderful, smells wonderful. When that parsley stuff got in there, it was like, whoa, whoa. So now I'm going to add in a little bit of the Worcestershire sauce. And I also forgot to mention, I do have a little bit of flour too, because we're going to make a gravy out of the meat sauce. So add a little bit of that in there, or a lot of it. And also too, we added a little bit of tomato paste. I'm actually going to add a little bit more to my my vegetable mixture. So they're nice and tender. So we're ready. Just want to put everything together pretty much. So I'm gonna start that in real nice. You can hear it. Look, come here. You can see, you can hear it. It's nice and they're nice and soft. So, whoa. Okay, I'm gonna start in this Worcestershire sauce, and then I'm gonna add in a little bit of steak sauce. I know it's not traditional, but it's wonderful. So just add this in, let it cook for a little bit, and then I'll show you guys what to do next. I went ahead and kind of already mashed my potatoes. Come here real quick. I kind of already mashed them with my little wooden spoon right here. And I know it's probably a culinary sin to like use a hand blender because it make it like wallpaper paste, but I'm telling you, I stop it just before it gets there. So I already put a little bit of butter in here, a stick of butter. And I'm going to add in my cream cheese. I'm going to do a half a block of cream cheese. And this has been sitting out. I was kind of put it on top of my stove. And it got like really like nice and soft. So I'm going to mix that in. I'm going to add a little bit of milk at first. And I have the starchy cooking water right here just to thin things out. I think it's a little too thick. So I'm going to start off with this, and then I'll show you what I'm going to add at the end. So guys, so I add a little bit more milk in there. And after I added the cream cheese in there, it's like really like nice and like thick and like, ooh, creamy. Okay, one second, that's a little loud. Okay. Alright, so if you have a potato masher, you can use that, but I think this is just quicker, honestly. And I like, for me, honestly, I like a little bit of a thicker mashed potatoes. I don't really like, we call it like a, like, you know, just like super like, I like it creamy, but I don't like it like where there's no chunks. So now I'm going to add in, I'll wash my hands real quick, 1 second. So now I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit of black pepper, freshly cracked, please. A little bit of that in there. Okay. And I'm going to add in a little bit of garlic powder. Can't forget that. Garlic powder. And then a little bit of garlic salt in there. And then a little drizzle, just a little drizzle of seasoned salt, okay? Just a little bit to taste. And don't throw away your starchy cooking water because, like I say, if your filling is not ready, you can use that to kind of thin it out if it starts to congeal. So, just FYI. So it's a little thick, just a little. And I know we're gonna bake these, but I just wanted it to be like extra creamy. So add a little bit of your starchy cooking water. This is a little salted, so it's gonna be awesome. Okay, awesome. Now I'm just gonna set these aside, and I'm gonna go back and get to my meat mixture in just a second. Put that aside. I'm gonna clean up real quick, and I'll be right back. Yeah, sorry about that. I have to get cleaned up. So I'm gonna add a little bit of flour in here, about a couple teaspoons, not too much. We're gonna get like a little bit of gravy with this, so like that. Okay, and this is really just kind of like I'm showing you guys how to like put it together, but honestly, stuff like this is really just like up to your taste, up to your preference. So just gonna mix it in there really quickly and see how it's getting thick. Come here. It's getting like it's getting thick already. So just get that nice and cooked in there for a little bit, like so, like that. And all the seasoning is like really good for me. We just, like I said, we just finished the mashed potatoes. Put a little garlic and stuff in there, and I'm gonna put a little bit more garlic on top once we start to build it, okay? So now I'm going to add in a little bit of the beef broth. And this is really just kind of like what you start for just a little bit in there, and just stir that in there. And then let that cook on about medium, just so that the flour and stuff can kind of react to it. Get a little thing, and then we add the peas and the, let's say carrots. Peas, and then the corn, and then we add the carrots and stuff to this as well. So give me a few minutes and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so it's nice and thick. You see that? It still kind of swisty though. You know what I'm saying? So now we're gonna add in our peas. I'm gonna do about half or so. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. I'm gonna do half of the. I keep wanting to say carrots. Corn. That's good right there. Yeah. That's good. I'm just going to stir that in there. And then we're going to, look at that, come here. Look at these colors. It's really nice and juicy. Whoa. Oh, wow. like to have fun up in here, and honestly, I'm ready to eat. We've been waiting, and I'm just ready. My spirit is ready. I know about your spirit, but my spirit is like, come on, Jordan, hurry up, get it going, let's eat. So now I'm gonna turn this off, and then I'm gonna pour this right in here. I'm gonna scoop this over a little bit so you can see, like just like that, like so, like that. Pour it right on in there. Don't be afraid now. Just pour it in there. We're gonna spread things out. You know what I'm saying? You know how the Lord, you know how He parted the sea, and you know how He, you know, it just came easily to Him. This is what we're gonna do today. Thank you, Lord, for power. See? So we're gonna spread that out, just like that. Yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is gonna be a good spirit right here. Okay. And then we're gonna pour some of our Mirepoix on top. This is gonna cool down so I can grab the handle, just like that. This is like a lot of veggies, but listen, if we're gonna eat the meat, we gotta have some health in there too, don't we? And we got the cream cheese mashed potatoes. Come on. Okay. Just like that. Oh, get everything out actually. Okay. That's good enough. And then we're going to spread that out. This is gonna be really thick, guys, if you can't tell. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to dollop some of our mashed potato on top. Actually, sorry guys, I'm trying to get all situated here. Okay. I'm going to put it on there. Just dollop it all across, and then I'll show you guys what to do next. Okay. All right, guys. So I put the potatoes on there. If you look over here, I use quite a bit of it. Not too much, but you can set it for like a side, you know, or extra someday, or for leftovers. So I like to put like little swoops on top of it, just like that. You know, it doesn't make a difference, but I just like to do something different. You know, food blogger. I like to put my own little touch to things. You know what I'm saying? A little aesthetic. Okay, I'm gonna sprinkle just a little bit of garlic powder all over the top, and a little bit of garlic salt across the top, just for extra flavor. And while you guys are gone, I actually put a little bit of this inside of mashed potatoes as well. Like I said, it's just all according to taste. So I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna bake it in the oven, and I'll show you guys once it's done. I had this baking for about, what did I say, about an hour or so, and it's starting to get a little bit of color. So I'm gonna put some cheese on top, and I changed my oven setting to broil, and I'm just gonna put the cheese on top. Just sprinkle a good amount on top, and then you let it get all nice and bubbly and cheesy and golden brown. You know what I'm saying? Woo, woo, woo. And we have some rolls over there preheating as well. I want to be sharing that recipe with you guys as well. So no worries, because you will see it in the thumbnail. So, all right, I think that's a good enough cheese. Don't you think? I think so. So I'm just gonna put this back in the oven, put my mitts on, put it back in the oven, let it get broiled, and then I'll show you once it's done. Guys, if you can, come here, come close. Look at this, you can hear, and that cheese is nice and crusty on there. And look on the sides, all that sauce is in there, yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna try just a little bit because we're about to eat dinner, so I don't want to get too big of a portion. So, whoa, whoa, you can hear that crunch. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, yes. Oh, okay, yes. That crust in there. Okay, okay. This is gonna be really hot, really hot. But I'm gonna, yeah. Look at that. Isn't that nice top? I'm gonna put a little bit of that gravy on top like that. Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and give me a little taste. It's real hot. It's been sitting for a little bit, but it's like really hot. So just please give me a minute. A minuet, as my mama says. Okay. Oh, you see that? Come here. You see the peas and the corn and like the carrots and everything in there? Okay, I'll say it. Okay, it's really hot. Okay, the spirit is real on that. Okay, you need to go to my my website, get all the deets, get all the instructions so that you can try it. You can have it for this for the fall time, and even Christmas. You can make this on Christmas any time of this fall year. If you feel extra big, you can make it during the summer. You know what I'm saying? If you're working out. So I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time on the Vlogger's Kitchen.